Hi, this is Dana. Welcome on my channel where I speak about spiritual warfare. In this video, God is guiding me to speak about astral versus 3D communication and relations. And against this background, to specifically discuss internet. I did a few writings on this topic and I detailed there um, exactly how internet can be used in order to send darkness to individuals. Now, the issue with astral is, of course, we discussed this already. The astral is the space of thought, of emotion, right? This facilitates practically a wide variety of connections, projections, deception, illusion. Some of them might be with ill intent, some of them might be just with no intent whatsoever. There are also, I've seen this, there are many people who actually just think it's funny and interesting to spend time in astral. They just play with it, trying to figure out what powers they have. But there's a lot of trickery happening in astral, with or without intent, by individuals and by entities. And the problem is that any astral relation, um, can open your energy field and will make you vulnerable to be tricked. Um, it is already known by anyone that has been active in astral that there are trickster spirits which basically can impersonate anyone. So you might even think that you're having a dialogue with someone or telepathic communication, but instead you're communicating with some spirit or with some demon. Now, everyone who cherishes, spirituality, and anyone who has fought and won battles or wars in spirituality, know that they cannot afford the risk of playing around and wasting time in astral, because it is a space which you cannot fully control. You cannot fully control, no matter how evolved you are spiritually, no matter how well you read energy, simply because it's also the space where a lot of witchcraft, black magic, and other occult practices are being done and projected. And so sooner or later, someone who actually wants to trick you and to attack you in astral can achieve that, and it can make at least life difficult for you, if not more. Um, Basically, of course, the internet um, resembles a little bit the astral, right? And it's in itself a trickery, because it's neither 3D nor 5D, but it's not entirely astral. So it's a combination of many dimensions, and it's all determined by the intent of the individual with whom you are interacting, right? It does have a very important symbolism in spirituality. So you must know that anyone that you have as a Facebook friend, for example, or whatever other social media you have, um, has a string with you. Okay, so they can have a string with you, which they can use against you. They can send through that to you a lot of darkness, or they can feed on you, or whatever. So that already has a significance in astral, and gains power over you. So the internet is the field where all of these dimensions merge together, right? It can be an illusion, and there are a lot of individuals who create fake profiles and create fake relations, non-relations, in fact, just wasting time in on the internet and online with many different things. Um, but of course, it also is the space of where you can create or and use opportunities to meet other people, to put across a point of view, to speak up, even if you're in isolation, even if you're far away, to reach to somebody else in a different corner of the world. Of course, it has a lot of advantages, but you must confine the use of internet, and to the limit to which you can actually control it. And that means to use it only as much as you need it. Okay, the same applies to astral as well, right? Because again, both fields can bring a lot of risks, and they can expose you as making you vulnerable. Clearly, the danger is to block you in some sort of illusion, to drag you down in some sort of myriad of darkness attacks on you, and to block your path to 5D, or to achieving your purpose or whatever, right? So my advice, based on what I experienced in my spiritual fighting, and also based on the divine guidance I received during my spiritual evolution, is of course to only use the internet to the and the astral as well, to the limit, to, as much as you need it, basically. Okay, but not to exaggerate with it, and not to give it too much power into your life. If you engage with someone, I know I encountered individuals who actually got married by meeting on the internet, on different groups, different topics, discussion, and so on. Then started dating, and then they got married. So it can be an opportunity actually to meet someone, especially if you don't have a very wide variety of individuals or networks to socialize and so on. The internet can offer you that opportunity, but it can also drag you down in encounters with individuals which are ill intended. So if someone doesn't come through in 3D and keeps a connection for a long time in astral or in internet online dimension, I would advise against it. I would advise to cut it off, simply because it keeps your energy field open, simply because it keeps your energy attached. It keeps a string with you attached, while they are not willing to actually invest in your relation. They're not willing to become something real in your life. And here I talk about specifically about romantic relations, because I have seen also individuals who develop full relations on online, but they never met with each other, and this is not healthy. This is not healthy. Um, and many of them can take advantage of you. Many of them can take advantage of you, and they will. That's a fact. They might do it by mistake, as I said initially, because they don't have enough astral knowledge themselves, or they might do it intentionally. They might even approach you intentionally. The internet is the perfect place to put strings on you, to stalk you, to do gang stalking through internet, to create illusions and darkness attacks, to divert you from your path, to confuse you, to generate emotions, but without any kind of follow-up, and so on. So of course, uh, as I said, both astral and internet has a lot of similarities. They present the same risks, while of course each presents a set of opportunities, and clearly that you need each of them. That's a fact. Uh, but it's just a warning of caution: how much you use it, to what extent you choose to be stuck in on online engagement with different individuals is not healthy. If it takes too much time, if you just try once, to suddenly, when you feel a darkness, strong darkness attack, try to disconnect internet totally. Try to I think it's not delete, but you have to suspend your account. You have an option. Try to suspend your account, or to block someone with whom you had a fight, and you will feel a release in your energy field, because that's a string which you cut. Of course, that string will be recreated, because steer the emotions created between the two of you, be it anger, be it romantic, be it of any kind of emotion. um, it's still there, so you need to do the cleanup, the energetic cleanup. But you should make a test just so you will see for yourself how much impact this kind of communication has. It is not healthy, meaning that it can keep you stuck, and it can drain your energy. It can give opportunities, first of all, to others to engage with you through that communication, but also to others outside of your communication with that individual, to use trickster spirits, to use illusions, to impersonate that. This is why you need 3D. We didn't come here to stay in astral. We came here to actually break the 3D through the 4D, get to 5D. And that means creation. That means hands-on doing something. Again, the internet is useful. And for example, there's a lot of knowledge about spiritual fighting, which we are able to communicate to each other through internet. And this is very valuable. This is very valuable. But at the same time, um, the internet can be extremely damaging, and essentially I think it would be wise to keep it under control, the extent to which you use both internet and astral, because each of them can keep you stuck, and sooner or later anything that is blocked, it will generate darkness. Even if you control well enough your energy space and it doesn't come by um, attacks from outside, anything that is stagnant will create stagnant energy in your body on one or two dimensions, either emotionally or rationally, or it will keep you uh, stuck, basically. Okay. So I think this is the message that God wanted me to convey. I think God has shown me in many ways how I can use the internet in order to spread God's word. But the main point was that the creation of Facebook and social media was done with the purpose to increase the darkness attacks. Okay. So its creation was not uh, with good intentions. Okay. Of course, God and all of us who work in spirituality and work with God can identify and use those advantages brought by internet, brought by Facebook and social media. But we must always be aware, and you must always keep in mind that you must give it limited power in your life, use it limitedly, and move on. And whatever doesn't come through in 3D, then sooner or later you must cut it off, because it means that it just takes time and effort and energy from you, but it is not part of your creation process. And it can be part of your creation process temporarily, but it cannot be a permanent part of your creation process while you don't achieve anything in 3D, because that will keep you stuck in 3D. Winning a spiritual war means outcome in 3D, because this is why you came, to break through from 3D by changing the reality of 3D. You cannot be staying in something which is the internet and the astral, in something which is only on thought level but has no material representation or outcome. Okay. And that goes to personal relations, men and women, but that also goes, I mean, you can look, I've heard that there are many um, sites, or how you call this, social media software, or whatever you want to call it, which deals with all sorts of sexuality, up to going up to pornography or whatever kind of practices. And there are individuals who not only spend their money, but they spend a lot of time on those things. And if you think only for 5 minutes how much darkness they take on them, how many strings they create on them, Um, it's incredible that somebody would do such a thing. It's just incredible that somebody would expose themselves in such a way. And it's impossible to imagine that you can do this and it will have no impact on you. It will drain your power, it will drain your energy, it will bring a lot of attachments on you, it will bring a lot of entities, and so on and so on. Um, so, yes, this is the message basically, that both communication, relations, and whatever you do, both in astral and in 3D and in on internet online, must be limited to the extent to which it amounts to an opportunity for you, which leads to a 3D outcome. If it doesn't bring a 3D outcome, and it's just wasting your time and your energy, then you should cut it off, because it is in itself a string created at you. Okay. Okay, I hope the message is clear. I don't feel like I said something new, because I've wrote this in my prophetic writings many times, and I explained in details how this works. But there might be people who are not aware of it, or even if they're aware, maybe God just wants to remind them of this. And I know for a fact that whenever God asks me to speak on a specific topic, He has people in mind. Sometimes when He wants to make a surprise to me, He will show me why He asked me to speak on a topic, who did what, who was supposed to do what. He shows me the backstage of the entire thing, and He will have me see what was His divine logic, why He asked me, and how that will change, and so on. So I know from experience that He always has somebody in mind when He asks me to talk about a topic. So I hope this message gets to those individuals who God wants them to hear this, either to help them understand, or to just remind them of this. That as long as you don't have a 3D outcome on something specific, you should cut the astral and internet activity on that topic, and start moving things around in 3D, because it means you're just stuck. It's sort of like a continuous wishful thinking. And the problem is that, I would add one more thing. The problem is that with these dimensions, there's the pituitary gland, and there's near the pituitary gland, you have, which is very near to the crown chakra, you have the part of the brain which deals with imagination, with creation, right? And these are the areas of your body which are mostly targeted by just entering the internet online field and astral field. Okay. From this, depending on what sites, what groups, and what discussions, and what videos, what topics you encounter, which individuals you encounter, this can lead to much more than this connection strings to many others. They through they you can see them fighting with each other. That will open up your energy field through anger. You can see them flirting with each other, and as I said earlier, there are even sites with different kind of sexual activity, and that can be also accessed. Actually, to be honest, even on my prophetic writing page, I have received so many messages from individuals, uh, which shocked me to the extent to which they would dare to actually send all sorts of image, very insulting to me. I was shocked, because if you send this kind of disgusting things to someone who you never met ever in your life, I sometimes I would most of the times I wouldn't open, or I wouldn't just answer, because I find it insulting. But sometimes God asked me, he said, they don't understand why you don't answer. So you should answer. And I would write back to some of them, and I would say, excuse me, did you look at my page what I do? As long as I'm doing prophetic writing about spirituality and divine guidance, How the fuck would you send me photos with pornography and stuff? How would you do this? Even let's say that you wanted to connect with me. How the fuck are you so stupid that you would imagine that I would be interested in being approached in such a way? How? And let me tell you something. When I would write to them this, they would answer back, and I would realize they didn't even look on my page. And they said, then how did you find me? Why did you send this to me? They wouldn't. They would just look at pictures and start sending stuff. They wouldn't even, or they were sent by someone to do it. One of the two situations, right? But my point being that really you must be very cautious who you engage with, because there are many, as I said, there are many chakras which can be accessed and put strings on. And keep in mind that the online internet level, it has stronger impact than the astral, because it has some sort of 3D connection as well. And it's also the technology radiation which adds to it. Yeah, so I just wanted to add this because I remembered suddenly about this, because now I don't even check the box on Facebook anymore, the messages box, because most people do this crazy stuff, which to me it's puzzling. But anyhow, um, okay, I will stop here. I think I conveyed the message, and I hope it gets to the person that God wants to hear it. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask me. I will be happy to answer. You can find more prophetic writings on my Facebook page on this topic, which describes some of the attacks done on Facebook. I don't have other, I don't use other accounts than YouTube and Facebook. So I don't know about other social media things. I might try Instagram. Many people told me to try Instagram. I once made an account. I didn't figure out how to use it, and I didn't see the benefits of it, because it seems to me it's just pictures, whatever. Okay, so I will leave you now. I wish you well and success in your spiritual fighting. And please let me know if I can answer any questions on these topics. Thank you.